The Lowcountry Biblical Counseling Center invites you to register today at no cost for Shepherding the Shepherds, designed for pastors, Christian leaders, and soul care teams, providing biblical strategies and practical tools for helping those serving on the front lines of soul care. Visit lcbcc.org and register today.
A way to help shepherds think through awareness of the sheep. 8 faithless responses that cause a crisis. You start with a problem, and it escalates into a crisis through faithless responses. And here's the 8 top ones. When you respond to a situation with anger, with worry, with despair, with shame, with lust, with neglect, with overwork, with pride, you're going to spiral that circumstance down into a reaction that leads often to a crisis. And many times that's when it becomes known. How to identify, address early the 8 downward paths, each of these having a different path down into a crisis. Each of these passages that I've given here show a different way that it becomes a crisis. Like anger, when in your anger, when you do sin, the devil gets a foothold. We call that a crisis. Worry, when you worry, your heart is not guarded with the peace of Christ, right? That becomes a crisis. When you're not guarded, you're vulnerable. When despair hits, you don't have hope, right? And the heart becomes sick. When the heart is sick, decisions are made out of despair. That can lead to things like suicide or lesser things that are still crisis level. Quitting of things, walking away out of despair. Shame. 2 Corinthians 7:10 says that worldly sorrow brings death. I call that a crisis. Lust, James 1:13-14. When it has conceived, it brings forth what? Death. Death is a crisis. Lust will lead to death, not interrupted. Neglect. Ephesians 5:15 says, if you don't make the most of your time, the days are evil. Those evil days catch up. And then the dump truck of neglect brings a burying of evil on your life. Just neglect. It's not like something terrible, nefarious. It's, I'm just not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. Pretty soon, enough of those I'm not gonna becomes a truckload of evil. Remember, Proverbs says that he who works with a slack hand is brother of him who destroys. So neglect. Overwork. Proverbs 21:5 talks about overwork and that it becomes a very bad thing. You'll come to poverty when you overwork, actually, when you are hasty to get rich instead of diligent in the plan. It's called overworking. So I've counseled husbands who've had 3 jobs before. That's a red flag for a shepherd. Oh man, he's such a hard worker. All right. Is it a hard worker overworking? Proverbs 21:5 would help us think through that before it becomes despair. Pride, obviously. Pride comes before destruction. He faces pride. Soul care teams need to understand those 8 downward paths. And teachers and Sunday schools, small group leaders, deacons, elders, they all need to think, not in a judgmental way, but I want to watch for these signs as a leader so I can shepherd and see if there's anything that needs to be addressed earlier than later.
Lowcountry Biblical Counseling leverages over 20 years of biblical soul care ministry to strengthen you and your team in your ministry. Designed for pastors, Christian leaders, and soul care teams, Shepherding the Shepherds. Visit lcbcc.org and register today.